I ranked all Call of Duty Zombies games from World at War to Cold War. Easiest to hardest, and this is how it turned out. Starting off with
the easiest zombies game, we have Cold War. Now, Cold War was truly crafted for the casual. Since the second I loaded up the game, it was very apparent. You have a heads-up display that has a mini-map, a compass, things we've never seen before in zombies. It also has a little indicator that helps you find the power, pack a punch, and even steps for the Easter egg quest. So it holds your hand the whole way through. You also start off with 5 hits of base health. That's the most health out of any of the games on the list, making you a tank, more like a careless tank, because you don't have to be aware of what you're doing. Every mistake you make doesn't matter. It's all forgiven here in Cold War. This game is so easy, you can play it blindfolded. If that's not easy enough, we got an upgradable perk system taken to the next level with tier 5 upgrades. Once you get your perks like Jug, PhD, Stamina fully upgraded, you pretty much become a superhero, and it keeps getting easier. Remember the ray gun? And how it was kind of poo-poo after round 20 something. Well, in Cold War, the ray gun is on performance enhancing drugs and easily gets you to round 50 and beyond. And if you ain't lucky enough to pull a ray gun from the box, you could just pack a punch any weapon and put an elemental upgrade on it that makes it have infinite damage. And remember how max ammo was seen as salvation after many rounds of no ammo? Well, if you're ever running low, you could just buy ammo now, with all the ammo boxes scattered around the map, and that's including your ray gun and other wonder weapons. So max ammos are a thing of the past, and you also spawn in with plenty of special abilities such as Ether Shroud that make you invisible to zombies and pretty much escape any sticky situation. And one last thing is the maps. The maps are very wide open and very easy to move around. You have a lot of space. So yeah, Cold War is pretty easy, lemon squeezy. That was pretty cheesy, sorry. Oh, and before we get further into this list, I'm not a high rounder, so I will not be ranking these games based on how far you can get in the high rounds. I'm just ranking it based on the overall experience, you know, another typical play session of about round 30. Moving on to easier, not easiest, we have Black Ops 3. Now here's the tricky thing with Black Ops 3. It wouldn't be so easy if it weren't for the Gobblegums and a perk called Widow's Wine, which many are familiar with, but if you aren't, I'll get into it later. You start off the game with 3 hits of health, but don't let that fool you. The zombies in Black Ops 3 are on crack and can triple swipe you faster than you can swipe your mom's credit card, instantly ending your game. And if that wasn't already bad, zombies in BO3 are also elite level track sprinters. They run at you so fast it's unreal. While you're trying to survive from all these crackheads, you quickly realize that you have no idea how to turn on the power or get to the pack-a-punch, and have to pause the game and search up a tutorial which artificially raises the bar to entry. This game also stays true to the hardcore bare bones challenge it was back in World at War, with minimal HUD information, and it definitely doesn't hold your hand at all. And Gobblegums just basically make you OP, but it is pretty fun, can't lie. And of course, Widow's Wine. It shoots a whole bunch of webs that freeze a whole horde of zombies, giving you a chance to escape a potentially game-ending situation. We love Widow's Wine. Makes Black Ops 3 a fun time. Very sorry, that was the last time I will spit these very hot rhymes. Okay, that one was a crime. Time to draw the line. Okay, I'm done. My bad. And I almost forgot about Double Pack Punch, which pretty much gives any weapon in the game infinite damage. Black Ops 3, pretty easy game. It wouldn't be too easy if it wasn't for these things. Black Ops 4, pretty much Black Ops 3 if you took away the OP Gobblegums, removed the best perks, made the maps even more confusing and complicated, and kept the zombies with those crackhead instincts. And introduced not only mini bosses like the Blightfather that are scarier than your girl without makeup, but also introduce a bunch of zombies that have elemental powers that can shock, freeze, put you on fire, or gas you. Pretty annoying and can really mess with the flow of things. But there are some things that compensate for these harder things to deal with, like starting off with 200 health, a specialist weapon, and better starting weapons like the Mog shotgun or the Strife pistol with the bayonet to really get you through the early rounds. But it quickly gets difficult in the higher rounds in Black Ops 4. Moving on into the medium difficulty, we have Black Ops 1. You have 2 hits of base health, which makes you play a little more carefully in the early game, but this game did introduce quick revive, self-revive mechanic for solo players, so it makes things a little easier. The zombies themselves are really slow compared to the newer games. They don't hit you too fast like you were some speed bag. You also have some of the easiest COD Zombies maps in history, such as Kino Ascension, where you can really turn off your brain. But it is harder than BO3, mainly due to the 2-hit down system, and a lot of weapons in BO1 are very trash, unlike Black Ops 3 where you can pretty much use anything to your disposal. And in Black Ops 1 you have some of the best wonder weapons and a little perk called PhD Flopper that makes the Mustangs and Sallys or any explosive weapon, an absolute beast, because you won't be taking any splash damage. From the ray gun, also I forgot. So yeah, it's makes you pretty OP, but it's not too easy, it's not too hard. Right in the middle. Black Ops 1, simple, but difficult. Black Ops 2, you got a 2-hit down system. Early rounds are a tough hurdle to get through, but once you get Jug, you can finally take a breath. The maps are a bit more complicated than BO1 and on par with the complexity of BO3 and BO4, but it doesn't have too much get out of jail free cards like BO3 and BO4, so it is a little bit harder. You got maps like Buried, the banking system that makes things easier than easy, but you also have maps like Mob of the Dead or Origins that make much more of a challenge. The hardest thing about Black Ops 2 is loading up a game of Transit. You're a top G if you can. And World at War, the most bare bones of them all. A lot of the weapons aren't really viable against the zombies in this game, and the maps are a lot more tighter and chaotic. Shinonuma is probably the easiest map due to the zombie limit of 24 per round, but 3 out of the 4 maps don't have Pack-a-Punch, Shinonuma being one of them, which is supposed to be the easiest map, so that tells you something. And the zombies can actually suck you in like a black hole, making it harder to train. It's pretty crazy. You can't even use the Wunderwaffe on Derice without it taking your Jug away. You're just very limited in your options to deal with the endless hordes of zombies. And the hardest feature of World at War is that there is no self-revive mechanic. It's the only game that doesn't have one. You buy quick revive on solo, you're still dying. So yeah, that's real hard. And the zombie dogs, they're OP, man. I don't know what they're on. And it's the only zombies game that scares me. And I crack under pressure, so yeah, play this game if you want to have nightmares.
Oh, well hello there Reaction Faction, it's Deadpool. And comment your thoughts below. Peace.